Welcome back to the Jagged Edge.
I'm sorry
It's
that we've been so dead recently, but
something kind of kick-started the whole
we'll have
passion for
plenty
the
to talk about.
podcast.
Because I don't even remember the last game we talked about. I'm pretty sure it was prior to Mac Jones' experience.
I
So
think it was probably the Packers game, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I'm 90% sure. So I guess let's just, I mean, granted, we really didn't miss much of anything.
Well, I
Vikings.
left early when we went down by 17, but then we almost came back and won the game. But the
We'll, we'll,
team is
we'll we'll
too
get there. We'll
okay.
get there.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
You're right.
we'll do the Mac recap, I guess. Just
Yeah,
to I
the
mean, though
Mac
if you're
attack,
watching
the
live, I'm
lack
pretty
of
sure
the
you
Mac
know what
attack,
happened.
or the lack of the Mac attack during the
Yeah,
two
that
weeks.
first game versus the Vikings when they had three red zone picks and the offense still put up 7 points. Doug Peterson masterclass right there. And then Lions game. Whereas I think the worst part about it was literally just the whole Rappaport tweets about, oh, there's going to be, if the Jags lose big, they're going to get fired.
And
And
then
then
nothing
defense,
happens.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly, I mean, granted, the defense would have gotten gashed regardless, but you can tell the defense was not trying. And everyone's thinking, okay, they're going to get fired. 2-9, worst loss in franchise history. And then he doesn't get fired.
No, it's funny because I called you Monday morning anticipating that they were gonna probably fire everyone, and then we're still here. We're still here. We're
Worst.
still here.
No one's been relieved of anything. And then now to make matters worse, so we had one bye week, which they probably even still lost on they're 2-11 because they lost on the bye week. Let's be real. They lost on the bye week by not firing anybody. So they're 2-11 basically. Well, 2-10 before this game. But okay, they're thinking Trevor's back. And me,
Trevor looked
my whole
scared.
thought
Yeah.
process was,
Hmm.
didn't we do this thing last year where Trevor came back from injury, didn't look that good, and they still lost? So if that was when the team had a chance at the playoffs, why is Trevor coming back when there's no chance at the playoffs? But you know what? Trevor wanted to come back. He wanted to play. He's a competitor. I get that. I think Trevor sometimes needs to be saved from himself,
Yeah.
but
Pride is a wonderful thing in sports, and when you're a leader of an entire organization like Trevor is,
I,
then
I
you
get
want to
why he
lead by
wanted to
example.
play. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. So
If you're around sports just a little bit, you see why, especially a quarterback of a team wants to play. And the fact that, he looked like he was definitely playing hurt and scared too. Especially that interception where Brian Thomas looked like he could burn him deep if it was like a good lead ball. Ball was underthrown. Brian Thomas might have, should have fought for it more, but other than that, like it was still like an awful throw at the end of the day. But, we were worried about that. The defense actually held its ground for the first half for the most part. And then the next drive after Trevor's pick, tries to go run for a first down. He slides, gives up his body, and then
but can we just okay? Now, obviously, if you're here watching, you've seen it. Even if you want to make the argument that Trevor slid too late, which granted, I don't, I've watched
no,
them.
I don't think so. When's the last time you see a Jaguars player like go down whenever quarterback slides, despite before even giving up? Like if anything, we let them either go out of bounds or you see a quarterback just like if you're like full speed towards a fucking quarterback, you see them like slow down and say, "Hey, you gonna slide?" Like, like just kind of give themselves up. It's not hard to do. It's 2024 in the NFL where they make such a big deal about concussion protocol and player safety and protecting the quarterback and blah 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 blah. And then you still go down to fucking dive at the fucking quarterback and of course, what the fuck do you think the Jaguars are gonna do? Of course they were gonna go fucking protect their quarterback.
It's just to me, I think the most asinine part, just the whole discourse about everything, is most people were saying, "Oh, well, if they fly too early, Trevor, should he have slid?" Dude, Azeez Al-Shaair, he literally led with his forearm into the tackle. I I can't in my years. John, I've been watching football, not my whole life. I've been watching football probably since high school, since 2015. Also about 9 years now. I can't recall a single time I've seen a player just try to go for a tackle leading with his forearm. What are you going to do with that? You're literally trying just to
Bro
hit
thought he
him.
was Will Ospreay at AEW going for a
Just
hidden fucking
what?
blade, bro.
That's just even if you want to say, oh, he slid late. You can't just regularly wrap up for a tackle and extend both arms because if it was even his helmet and it was low, it wouldn't have been bad, but the fact that he literally led with his forearm tells me he was trying to literally injure him. I'm sorry. Because I've never seen that before happen. And not only that, he has a history just this year of dirty incidents. He literally punched a Bears. He literally had Caleb
Roshan Johnson,
hit.
right? He's
And
legit
yeah, and
like
then he punched a Bears player in the helmet. Week 2. And then last week, after Tony Ball was already running out of bounds, he just basically blasted him and drew a flag for a late hit. And this is a team captain. This is behavior that the Texans are promoting. I
D'Amico
just,
Ryans. Well, you're a fucking pussy too.
I'm sorry. You telling me that you teach your players to go to,
Hidden blade, like out of fucking wrestling school, like
what are
flying
you doing
forearm.
here?
You think you're AJ Styles? You think you're Will Ospreay? No, the fuck you're not. You're an
And
NFL player.
there's so many Texans fans who are saying, "Oh, not even just Texans, people in general are saying, oh,
Imagine that was CJ fucking Stroud.
He,
Y'all would
he,
be
he
fucking
should have
pissing and crying
slid. He should
yourselves
have
too.
slid sooner before. Even if he slid sooner, how are you excusing a player tackling with his foot? That's not a tackle. You're just trying to injure somebody. A tackle is when you wrap up low. And even if he's sliding, all you have to do is just touch him with your hand. Or I don't
But it's the
know.
quarterback. You're supposed to give up. That's been the rules for almost a decade now.
This is the
It's
same
not.
dude that tried to choke Tom Brady, so I know he doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that apology, fuck your apology. Don't bring your God, don't bring your Allah, don't bring your fucking race into that shit. You legit, like you said, led with your fucking forearm trying to
you
fucking
can't
hit
tell me
someone.
that's a normal football.
With
When have you ever
multiple
seen that play?
instances.
It's not even just
Multiple.
this. This is a now this player has a multiple instances of being a dirty player,
And
and
then
now
he's trying to play fucking victim.
you
That's
can't
not.
lead. You can't intentionally lead. That's not a bang bang play. That's a because what if Trevor was going high? Was he trying to go? The thing is, I saw some tweet saying he was trying to go for Trevor's shoulder and went for his head instead, trying to injure his shoulder. Which either way is scummy because once
What
again,
is that like? What mental gymnastics are you trying to make at that point?
who leads with their forearm? That's the one thing I legitimately cannot get over because in playing the NFL, if you're tackling somebody on the ground and you put your forearm in their helmet, what do you think is going to happen? Even if they weren't sliding, what are you going to accomplish by putting your forearm in somebody? What are you going to do? What does that accomplish? And my cat just broke in here. Say hi, Raven.
Oh, hi, Raven. Look at that. What a good little cat. Love that. Some positive mentality after the bullshit we suffered after the bullshit we suffered yesterday.
It's just genuinely maddening that not only are there people defending this hit, but more of the outrage to me is just the fact that he slid late and not the fact that he basically did an illegal tackle. Because eh, just as a general football lesson, Pee-wee, high school, college football, whatever. When you're making a tackle, sometimes you might lead with your shoulder if you're trying to, do more of a hit stick or, but usually you just try to wrap up.
You know what's the worst part? He gets ejected and he tries to fight the player still, like
He
not
had
leaving the
no
field right away.
remorse. He literally made it
Yeah,
worse
that's what
for
it's like.
himself. You can't say, "Oh, how are you going to do a dirty hit? Have no remorse for try to fight with the players and fight the fans? Are you not even? Does he not think to himself, "Oh, maybe I should"? No, dude, I don't want to be one of those players where I root ill will because I know everyone's human and they make mistakes. But at the same time, considering he has a history of repeated dirty plays. I'm sorry. I legitimately think he should be suspended. Not even just to end this year, but it might be a player safety issue. Because dude, if imagine if that happened to Patrick Mahomes. If that happened to Josh Allen or literally just any of the big name, and even the fact that it happened in Jacksonville and people were talking about it, imagine if this literally happened to Mahomes, he would be banned from the league forever. Legit, he should not play another game the rest of the year. And if he does, the NFL is so soft.
Ooh, I have a video I took of just at post incident where we're all just yelling at him, so I'll show you that later. I mean, I can play the audio, but I was so fucking
I,
irate. Yeah,
I'm
I
just,
was it.
it's just genuinely, what the hell are you doing? I just want to ask him, just genuinely person to person, even if he thought that Trevor was then, even if he thought Trevor was sliding, what possesses you to lead with your forearm into a tackle? What possesses you? Why would you not? I don't know if a player's going low, why not just try to just wrap up or even just two-hand touch? If he's not sliding, because even Foye and another linebacker, I know Demetrius hasn't published the article yet, but shout out Demetrius, friend of the pod. He was just saying, oh, well, Defoe was saying, if Trevor wasn't going low, then if he wasn't sliding, you're going to hit the quarterback low in the knees anyways. So why are you doing that? It's just damned if you do, damned. It just doesn't look good for him. And just generally all speak of the words. So, and also fuck Doug for barely. He threw our
No,
player.
I was gonna get to that first. I say something real quick? Like Doug Peterson showing more remorse about what Jerry and Jones did to get ejected over than what Azeez Al-Shaair and D'Amico Ryan said after the game. That's fucking pathetic. That's how you know, especially since it's another one possession loss. We're still tied with the Bengals for the most one possession losses. That's terrible coaching, and that just shows you're a fucking pussy at the end of the day. That's not Duval mentality. You see the fans that will legit die for this fucking football team. Like all of us were fucking yelling. We were all fucking
Shout
into
out
it.
Evan Ingram. Shout out Jari Jones. Shout out Mason Smith. Shout out one thing I will miss if Cam was on this team, he probably would have tried to kill him too.
Jags need some whoever's the next head coach of this football team. Like
Don't be
fucks
a
I
pussy.
yeah, exactly. I don't because Doug's scheme guy through and through. But the one thing that really pisses me off that I really noticed over the past month of the season of how fucking terrible the culture is over here. Like every good consistent team that has won in this league consistently year after year after year, the culture is fantastic. That doesn't happen in a Mike Tomlin team. That doesn't happen with the Jim Harbaugh team or John Harbaugh, any of the
Dude,
Harbaughs, I guess.
even
This
not
doesn't happen.
even just the way that the play. If that would have happened to Jared Goff, Dan Campbell himself might have been on the field trying to hold. You're so, as a coach. Dude, I understand that you're getting fired. Season's over. Just resign if you don't care. I don't understand why Doug hasn't resigned yet. I'm just so serious. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to call plays. He doesn't want to do the press conferences. He doesn't care about the team. So why is he still coaching?
And that's incompetent on Shad Khan's end too. You just saw your biggest investment on that football field take a fucking concussion in your head coach ever since week 1 of this season. Basically call him out for no fucking reason. And it's fucking pathetic.
Dude, I'm just the worst. I really care
I
about the
want a head
team.
coach
So
that believes in this team, believes in everything this organization stands for. The fact that you've given up since fucking week 1 of this season and like not staying the fucking course of what could have been like 2 years ago is fucking horrific.
I know I
And
asked
that
what
was my biggest fear when they hired Doug Peterson too, because of the Philadelphia stuff. That's what really like irritates me the most about all this.
to me the worst part is legit just I guess the optics, it just looks so what is the team going to fight for, and just they don't have a coach who can inspire them. This coach basically doesn't care about them.
Half
They
the
don't really
sport is mentality. And the mentality is the worst it's ever been. Not even the bad Jaguar teams really came out looking like this fucking pathetic when it comes down to the stretch of games. And the fact is week after week after week, one possession loss after another one possession loss. It's the definition of insanity at this point. And I just hope that Shad Khan fucking wakes up and actually chooses someone who knows how to lead fucking men into a fucking football game.
Just the funny part, we barely talked about the actual plays of the game that mattered. I mean, granted, no, nothing really matters. I
After
mean,
that, yeah, nothing really mattered
I
at the
guess
end of
the
the
only
day.
good thing is shout out Brian Thomas, shout out Parker Washington. Once again, shout out Evan Engram because he's the real one. And then yeah, everything else. Defense with the game on the line, of course, folded again because what else is new? That's just how this offense. That's how this team is. I mean, literally,
That's the
whenever
thing, though. It's a team that was like turn the ball over week after week after week in Houston. You don't even force one.
they can't force a single turnover, which is not surprising. I mean, they stretched out a couple times, but even then, they don't really have still the great interior push. I mean, Armstead was a little bit better. It's just, dude, why do we have to wait so long for our coach to be fired? It's not fair. The Bears fired Matt Eberflus after that disaster. Is that just because our games aren't nationally televised? Is that what it is?
We had a lot of them this year, even. We had what, three, four,
I mean,
almost four,
the
three.
Bills game was televised, but that was too early on. Philly game was that wasn't primed. It's just what more is Shot waiting on at this point?
He doesn't
Other than
fucking care, bro. It's fucking pathetic at this point. Like the
it's just
fact a real football organization has fired Trent Baalke 3 years ago, and a real football organization fires Doug Peterson after the end of last season, and they didn't do jack
even after
nor
the end of
shit.
last, even just literally just the
They
hot.
should
There's
have
no
99% chance to make the playoffs this time last year, Javal. The fact it didn't fucking happen last year means that it's not a serious fucking football organization.
I think the worst part is that we're all prepared for them to hire once again the worst possible option.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I still believe they are firing. I'm just trusting our friends and sources in
There's
saying
there's
that,
no way you can keep
yeah, keep
Trevor.
everyone. No, just
Even with we didn't even talk about the Walker Little extension, which
no, great.
honestly,
He's played well. So
and
fantastic.
even it was just funny before the game. Texans are saying, "Oh, Will Anderson's gonna eat that boy alive." The Texans had 0 sacks, by the way.
Shout out Walker
Granted, I mean
Little.
they did run the even when they went no huddle and they Hags had to pass.
He's
It's
been
really
good.
just the interior, I think, that needs to work. But tackles have
But you
been
know what? Our offensive line, you got your bookend tackles for a long time, and then you just got to make sure that honestly, you don't even have to force offensive line early now. It's
you
just
just
getting
need to
dogs on
get
this side of the field.
you just need to get a new probably center on right guard. I'm sorry, I don't want Fortner on the field, but
I mean, I think Mitch Morse is on for another year though, so
yeah,
it's
but
fine.
still, he's older, so you want to have another guy. At the very least, you want to have another guy who can take the wings. Because I don't know if you want to roll with Scherf and Morse again
Oh
next
yeah, no,
year.
Scherf is probably gone. I think Morse stays, and then
But
you
even
get
then, yeah, you
you
need
get
to
a
start.
competition. Oh, you get a competition between like Cooper Hodge and whoever you take in day 2 or 3 next year for that interior, I guess. I don't know.
But dude, it's just I'm just genuinely. I know I could have said there's no way for things to really gotten bad, but barring injury, of course, because I didn't expect this to happen. It's just not only the thing is, it wasn't even really Trevor's fault. I just feel bad because he was making a slide. And then the worst part on top of all that, they didn't even get the first down after everything that happened. How is it that in the NFL, a player has a dirty hit, he gets ejected, but there's no the penalties just offset. The penalty wouldn't have happened if he didn't start in the first place. The Texans didn't get punished for it. That to me is the biggest issue just in the game. They didn't even give a 15-yard penalty because the penalty's
At
offset.
that point, let them defend their fucking quarterback. That's just common sense. It happens to
That's
anyone. Even if
it's
the
irrational.
Jaguars
It's
did, if we
emotion.
did that to CJ Stroud and not Trevor Lawrence, I would have 100% be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that hands up, that was fucking pathetic. Like
And there are some Texans fans who are saying, that's not great. And there's some who are saying, oh, this is if that was 2014, I would have been leaving. No, in what universe? Not even in the 2000s of the NFL did they lead with their helmet. They were giving out CTE by helmet to helmet hits for sure, but they weren't using their forearm to directly launch into a player's helmet. Can this season just be over already, John? I don't know. Why do we have 5 more games of this terrible season? They don't want to. Can they even win another game at this point? The schedule is so bad, but just the vibes of everything are just off, just completely awful. Can they beat the Raiders, John? I don't know if they can.
I don't think so.
I
I
mean,
I
at the
think
very
legit.
least, Mac
Oh,
looked decent, but
he
even
was
then,
playing pissed. He was
I
just
still
playing
feel that
yeah.
the offense literally looked the best in the fourth quarter when they had no choice but to kind of go no huddle, which is what everybody's been saying. The offense looks the best when they go no huddle, and they only do that when they're down. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just baffling. It's been a consistent, clear pattern of the offense playing better when they're playing more free, and yet they still want to have this script. I just, I'm so ready to get this season over with.
We're just
Fire.
saying it's like we're saying the same things over and over again though about
There's
Doug
nothing
about
else.
yeah.
What else are we watching for? There's barely any point to watching other than when they have bring back the throwbacks versus the Jets.
Yeah,
And
after that I'm just checking out for the year basically.
just get me another one overall pick. I don't care. Which I don't think they really just shut down Trevor for the rest of the year. Even if he can come back and play, don't let
Just
him.
be like just you know. It's a sign the universe is saying you already fucked up your left shoulder. This is the second year in a row where you had multiple injuries. Just take it easy. You got a daughter on the way, Trev. Um, just rest.
Just what what do we have to? I'm just I just want to fast forward to that glorious day when they just clean house. That's all I'm looking forward to. There's nothing else I'm looking forward to. And even if Mac plays decent, they're still not winning any game. They could win games with Trevor. They're not winning games with Mac. By unless the Titans are just even then, I still think their Titans are better than us. Oh yeah, I mean, literally just it's at Titans, Jets. I don't. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, then the Raiders. Titans again at home, and then the Colts to close out the year. If they're lucky, they win one game in that stretch. Just shut out Trevor. Shut him down for the year. Let Brian Thomas get to 1,000, and nothing else matters. I'm so sick and tired of this team. Are we about to just end it here, just on a?
It's just like this is the lowest I felt as a Jaguar fan, and this says a lot, because even like the Urban year,
No.
at least the Urban year was fun chaos. This is just fucking sad.
No, I think the Urban year was still worse to me, but
No, this is just pathetic. It's like
this is a little bit behind.
there's still expectations, and then that's what makes it horrific.
There's
Everybody signs a contract extension for the first time ever, and this might be the worst season in franchise history when it's all said and done. COVID year doesn't count, but we got Trevor Lawrence out of
They
it.
still might somehow win less games than the Urban year, which is hilarious, by the way. But
Exactly,
I,
that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm ready. I just wish it was a real life sim to end of season button, so I don't have to watch just painfully, slowly drag on. I can't wait to see. Oh, today Doug Peterson meets with the dude. Why? What do we? I know it's not going to make a difference, but just he doesn't even want to coach. I don't get it. Nobody wants him there. He doesn't want to be there. The fans don't want him there. The players probably don't want him there. Balky doesn't want him there.
It must be extremely demoralizing that you have to spend every single day going to a facility where you're playing for almost literally nothing, maybe just for pride. I don't know. If football's your life, you know, I have a whole month of just this for the rest of the whole year. We're already out of the playoffs. We're already just
No,
waiting
they're
for
not
everyone to get
eliminated
fired.
yet. They're not eliminated yet, John. They're not, they're still. It's just funny too, because I was watching Happy Hour, listening to Happy Hour last week, and then it was Briscoe and Tony. And Tony was saying, I don't want to talk about who's getting fired or the next plan until they're eliminated. And even today, they're not eliminated unless the Broncos win. But even then, they're basically eliminated. Don't even let Trevor play another game. Don't let just spam. At this point, I legit just want to watch for Brian Thomas. That's it. Brian Thomas and then Josh and Trevon, maybe Tyson. The safeties suck again still. The defense is bad still. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just exhausted. I'm mentally drained from talking about this football team, dude.
Yeah, you and me both, Javal. I guess we'll just end it here, though. I think we're just talking in circles. There's just frustrations all around,
There's
though. Which
nothing else to talk about because we've been asking for Doug to be fired for 2 months.
I've
We've
been
been
asking
asking
for it
for
for
Balky to
over a
be
year, for almost a
fired
year
for
now.
so long now.
I've been asking it for a year now, and I hate being right ever since he got brought in. And
I
this one
hate
has
when
been
I'm right about things.
extremely, yes, that's the thing that we say over and over again. Please prove me wrong, Jaguars, but I think this is a horrible decision. And here we go again, just living throughout horrible decision
I
after
was
horrible
wary about
decision.
when they kept Balky. I was wary about Doug, literally mainly because I said, "Oh, this is a good hire," but him bringing Press along again, I don't know how I feel about that. I just can't wait till just we have caught and compromised to a permanent end Douglas Peterson, Trent Baalke, Ryan Nielsen, Press Taylor, and Azeez Al-Shaair. I don't even care if he wanted to sign with us on the vet minimum. I don't want them to sign him, bro. Fuck him. I think that's maybe we need some de-stress.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know what I'm gonna do this stress, but I'll find something to do while this is processing and uploading. So Javal, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. It's holiday season, so if y'all still watching, much love to y'all. Hope
They just ruined
everybody,
all the
yeah,
positive goodwill
yeah,
I had from Thanksgiving. Now,
exactly. It's like meeting. Oh yeah, I
now I'm
hate
just back to
everyone.
being sad, emotional husk.
Yeah, I still blame Cat Williams for this year. I blame him. He brought out all the bad energy throughout the year. Election season, rap beef, everything. I just blame it all on Cat Williams. It just somehow got into this football team too. Not our football team's fault for being shit, but
And then
just
I guess the only good thing I have is that UCF, Gus isn't the head coach there, so now I can at least get excited to who their next head
hey,
coach is
look, a
going to
head
be.
coach that actually resigns. That's very nice.
Wow! Can you?
When he didn't want to be there anymore. That's crazy.
At the very least, one of my teams made a move. Oh Lord!
I am
Don't let
thankful for, oh yeah, what are we thankful for? I guess that's a great way to be
we're thankful that Brian Thomas fell into our lap somehow.
after a trade back. So yeah, shout out to Brian Thomas. I am thankful for my wonderful wife and my
We're
wonderful
thankful for
family
Bree.
and my wonderful friends like you, Javal, that still bring me out to these games because I get to talk to you people, even if it's like, even just for a little bit of the day during the week. It's just like it's a great decompression just walking to everyone at tailgates and then during the stadium that I get to talk to every single Sunday or every home game, like, because it's always sporadic throughout the year. The all the home games we get to go to. It's the best part of being a Jags fan. And I just love the unity of the fan base when Trevor Lawrence went down and everyone was ready to fucking die for this fucking football team. Even for a 2-9 football team and to see the passion just come back for even just like
I want to hit him with one of
15
these one
minutes.
day.
Even if it was just for 15 minutes, if we were all just unified and ready to fight for our fucking quarterback, then like it's all that really matters at the end of the day.
I'm thankful for Evan Ingram because he's a real one.
I'm thankful for the Orlando Magic. Uh, 12 of 13, I think. That's fucking
Polo
unbelievable.
Ranchero.
Well, without
Did you
without
see that
Ranchero,
tweet?
yeah, roll
No.
Polio Ranchero. I was like, damn, is that restaurant in Orlando or is it in North Carolina or is it in Washington where he's from? Like which
Ra-
place has that?
Random fact, off topic, but I remember his rookie year. One of my friends, he literally was working at a Publix, and he's yeah, this Orlando Magic player came in and took a picture with us. I didn't know who he was. And we were like, yo, that's Paolo.
That's probably the best player on the team and he's a rookie. That's crazy.
But thankful that we get to decompress with each other.
Yeah, man. I'm
I'm just,
thankful. I'm thankful for the PlayStation 30th anniversary startup. If you turn on your PlayStation, it'll boot up the PS1 noise.
I do have to update. I
No,
literally turned
I
on.
think you can just turn it on and then it'll automatically do it.
I need to try. I literally was just playing the PS5 right before we hopped on, so I'll look at it again. But thankful for you as always, John. Just
I'll
despite
see
the
you.
hellhole of a football team, I'm thankful that we have each other. So
Yeah, Javal, much love to you. We'll see each other on the 15th, though, since you're coming down to watch the Jets game because
only reason I'm going is because my
beautiful
friend is a Jets
throwbacks
fan.
and beautiful
And the
throwbacks.
throwback. If my friend was not a Jets fan and the throwbacks weren't there, then I are we gonna I don't want to win. I don't even want to win any more games. Nothing
No,
cares anymore.
no, I don't care either.
Just
Give me
get
the
me
number one
Travis
pick
Hunter.
and pray and hope that somebody really likes a quarterback at the top of this draft this year.
Just get me Travis Hunter. That's all I care about.
Yeah, no, it's like after yesterday, we need culture setting guys, and Travis Hunter is a definition of a culture setting guy. So that's our early draft take. I
A
think we're
Travis
hoping.
Hunter throwback would sell out. So I
I would, yeah, my poor bank account would be, yeah. That's $150, or I guess I want the stitched one if they sell that early on. So that's a to $200 down the drain, basically, if he's the Jacksonville Jaguar for me.
I'll talk to you later, my friend, but I'm just we're in hell.